Okay, your next step, which is quite controversial, is to add, in the CP world, is to add in some calc. But you've got to remember that there are some plants in the same genus, like Pinguicula, some like calc, others supposedly absolutely abhor it, but I think people have made a mistake. They haven't quite understood the situation, so I'm just going to put this in. Hopefully you can see it going in. And you do that for each of these buckets, but it's quite well defined. As I said, it's, you know, bucket chemistry, and it's taken many years to work all these things out. But you're basically going to have some gloves, because it's quite hot in there at the moment. So you might want to add start with the thickest glove first, which is rhymes quite romantically. So you put your thick glove on, because you want to do this while it's still hot, and then you just mix it through, sort of thing. And you've got to mix it through so it's thoroughly mixed through. At the moment, see, it's just like that, but you've got to actually get it so it binds to the newspapers, you know, basically. Yeah, there's a lot I could talk more deeply about all this and why and how and all that sort of thing, but that can probably wait until an international conference when the plane tickets magically turn up in my box, which I discussed about 15 years ago now with some of the management of the ICPS. But you know, I've kept to my word, so hopefully they'll keep to their word, sort of thing, and America will come through triumphant. Well, they say they do look after their citizens really well overseas when they get into trouble. I hope the same sort of logic and temerity will be transferred over. But yeah, anyway, but well, all that work I basically did on calcium back for Pinguicula all those years ago in the early 90s, because basically what happened was I'd never grown Mexican Pinguiculas before, and this parcel turned up in this special botanical transfer packet from One Botanic Gardens. Basically, had been sent to me, and half the species in there, about 30 species in there, half of them were new to science and only been discovered either the previous year or the year before that, sort of thing. And I didn't know what to do, because I'd never grown a bloody Mexican Pinguicula before, so I had to rush around and basically learn everything from the bootstraps up. But that's how I learnt the 15% rule, and that you had to use granulated chalk, basically, for Mexican Pinguiculas, basically, at about the 15% level. And I think people like Gideon have confirmed all that work from all those years ago. Geez, that's more than 20 years ago now. Is paying off dividends for people who are into Mexican Pinguiculas. You know, Donnie tested it out, and you can see it to work. But now I can do so much more. So hopefully, this is actually when we get the actual concentration right, when we scale it up to this sort of bucket level. As I said, I made a slight mistake on two of the components yesterday, but I'm getting old, fellas, and I'm 50 now. Well, not nearly 50, I am 50. 50 and a half almost. And so now you can see it's thoroughly mixed through, and you could hardly tell it was even there, sort of thing, but it is at a measured level, sort of thing. So yeah, anyway, that's the next step. That's step done, and I'll do the same with, as you can see, I don't know if you can see the difference between that one and that one. That's nascent, and this is with the calc mixed in, sort of thing. And you know, people fear calc, but when you know how to approach it, how to use it, and why, and everything else, yeah, you can get round. Just like you can get around other components too that people are so fearing and think are abhorrent to CPs and other so-called nutrient low to no nutrient poor plants that grow in so-called depauperate soils, and it's all related, I suppose, to terra preta in a way. Anyway, that's this step done, and then I'll get in, once this is done to the 3 buckets, we'll get it into the big box and really get going. Okay, over and out.